Your money in the bank has lost about 10%. Just in the last couple of weeks? Yeah, recent weeks. Declines are accelerating. So your money has lost 10%. So I want you to understand how your money works. When they print money, your money is worth less. Right now, so far in the last few weeks, your money now is worth 10% less. So while it still says you have $100 in the bank, you have $90 of buying power compared to what you had just a few weeks ago. So this isn't a problem if deflation happens. I mean, if deflation happens and everything becomes really cheap, well, then you don't need all $100. The Fed, of course, is working. They're printing all this money, so deflation doesn't happen. And we do go out and buy things, but so far you've lost 10%. Now, if you remember right, Stu, what is the one thing the Fed will never do?
They will not buy the debt, right? Isn't that the way it works? They will never, ever, no matter what, in no circumstance.
Never buy. Mm-hmm. Right. How much of our debt has been financed in the last couple of months by the Fed?
I would assume the answer to that is $0 because they will never, ever, ever do it.
Exactly the opposite. It is 100% of our debt now has been purchased by the Fed. Now, the other thing the Fed will never, ever, ever, ever do is print money.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Never
do that.
They'll never do it.
Now, Stu, how do we know that they'll never do this?
Well, mostly because they don't really print that much money anymore. It's more digital. But I don't know. I mean, They keep saying these things, and they keep promising these things, and they're very important things.
Yeah.
But then the opposite of those things seems to happen.
Yeah. So 10 years ago, everyone told me I was insane. Those things would never happen. I was also told that the United States will never, ever, ever be downgraded with its credit rating. About 9 years ago, we were downgraded. Now, another company has just downgraded not our actual credit rating, but our outlook, which I think is kind of, important. The credit rating from Fitch left the United States AAA credit untouched, but downgraded its outlook on what is effectively the national credit score, suggesting the country's status as one of the world's most trustworthy borrowers could be put at risk by enormous deficits of the federal government, because we're running a deficit. I think it's $3 trillion in the last month, but that's it. But that's it. So we got that going for us. No, I'm sorry. It's $3 trillion from the end of February. It's $1 trillion a month now. So the Fed has been buying all of this, and what they've done is they have decided to say that we're not quite so reliable on our credit rating, and that things could get treacherous for anybody who is, wanting to invest in the United States. That, with your dollar falling, will lead you to this. Gold opened the week with a surge to a record before retreating to a trade little changed as blah, 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 blah. Spot gold surged 11% last month, the biggest monthly gain since 2012. It's flirting with $2,000 an ounce. I told you 15 years ago, we get to $3,000 to $5,000 an ounce, and the entire world is on fire. We are headed that way. They're now saying, I think it was Goldman Sachs came out and said $2,500 is what they're projecting over the next 12 months for the price of gold. Now, why is all of this happening? This whole thing is starting to spread. We are not making our mortgage payments now. Retail rents across New York City and other cities are beginning to plummet. Nobody is opening up their stores. Nobody is paying their rent. This is just all going to dogpile one right after another. The banks may be making money now, but the banks are not going to be making money very, very soon, because they're going to have all of these mortgages that are defaulting on them. That's when they're going to have some sort of a banking holiday. And, of course, your money, please have, if you have it, try to have at least a week's worth of cash in your house, so you have the cash in case there's a banking crisis. A month's worth would be better, but you got to stay safe. But please watch where your money is. The FDIC is going to, of course, if there is a banking crash, they will, of course, make whole everybody's account. But what the heck does that even mean when they're printing all of that money? How do they print all the money that is lost?